short definition, because there is vast difference between time and tense. Time gives universal concept, but tense points out particular time taken by an action. Okay, before learning the rules, you should know what is tense. How can you define it? Okay, now you can define tense in this way, as it is written here. Tense can be defined as any forms of a verb that may be used to show the time of the action or state expressed by the verb. Actually, tense is the form of verb. What is tense? Tense is a form of verb. It can be any forms of verb, and it shows the time of an action. It shows the time taken by an action. At what time particular action takes place. Time gives universal concept. It doesn't point out whether it is past time, present time, or future time. No. But tense actually points out particular time of an action. At what time an action takes place. Okay? And tense also shows the state. A state expressed by the verb. Similarly, we can say that tense is the form of verb. This tense means the time taken by an action. At what time the action takes place. Now, you should know the difference between time and tense, because some people say or think that time is called tense. But it's a wrong concept. Time is not a tense. There is a vast difference between time and tense. Time gives universal concept. When we talk about time, it doesn't point out particular time, whether it is present, past, or future. Okay? But tense actually points out particular time taken by an action. Now I have written here, time gives universal concept. It doesn't point out particular time, whether it is present time, past time, or future time. But tense limits the time, points out particular time at which an action takes place. Okay? Now, regarding the kinds of tenses, there are three kinds of tenses: present tense, past tense, and future tense. No? And now you have to, and all these three tenses have 4 forms each. And here you have to learn in which situation you have to use all these 12 kinds of tenses. Now, because when you describe, or when you write anything, or when you describe an incident, or when you write a story, you have to use different kind of tenses. Now, you have to write the sentences in different tenses. In which condition you have to use what kind of tense you have to use, in which situation. You have to learn the rules, and there are various rules. Okay? And now, you should be careful now, and you should also remember the rules, and whatever to make your grammar strong, but you have to do practice. Okay? Only learning the rules of grammar is not sufficient. Unless you do practice, you can't have sound knowledge in grammar. The more practice you do, the more competent you will be. It depends on you. So far as kinds of tenses are concerned, there are 3 types of tenses. Which tenses can be divided into 3 types, 3 kinds: present tense, past tense, and future tense. Now, because the action that happens at present, it is called present tense. The action that already took place in past, it is called past tense. And the action which will take place in future, it is called future tense. And all these 3 tenses have 4 forms each. It is like present tense. Present tense has 4 forms: simple present, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous tense. Likewise, past tense has also 4 forms, and future tense have also 4 forms. Altogether, there are 12 tenses, and here you have to learn the rules in which situation you have to use which forms of tense, like simple present. Now, in which situation you have to use simple present tense? When you write something or when you describe an incident. Now, in which situation you have to use what kind of tense? Now, simple present. Now I am going to teach you the rules of simple present tense. In which conditions or in which situations you have to use simple present tense. First of all, you should know what is simple present tense. Now, simple present tense is the form of a verb. How can you define simple present tense? It can be defined as the form of verb. Is simple present tense is the form of a verb that shows the action normally happens at present. The action which happens at present. It is called simple present tense. The structure: subject plus V1 or V5 plus object. So what do you know V1 and V5? Some of the students don't know what is V1 and V5. V1 means plural form of verb. V1, now you have to use the verb according to its subject. If the subject is singular, you have to use singular verb. If the subject is plural, you have to use plural verb, because verb is used according to the number and person of the subject. Singular subject takes singular verb and plural subject takes plural verb. V1 is also called the root word, root form of verb or plural form of verb. For example, they play football. You can't say here they played. Why? They is plural. No, that's why you have to use plural form of V1. V1 is the plural form of verb. And V5 is the singular form of verb. And V5 is used with third person, singular and singular noun. With singular subject pronoun is concerned, V5 is used with third person, like he, she, it. He, she, it, and with singular subject, Ram, Sita, Gita, whatever is there. Like, for example, he likes apple. You can't write he likes apple, because what is he? He is singular. That's why you have to use singular verb. When you eat, what is it? It is just opposite to noun. When you make noun plural, you have to add yes or yes. When yes or yes is added with noun, it becomes plural, but it is just opposite with verb. When you with main verb, when you add yes or yes, it becomes singular. It means the verb, main verb ending with yes or yes is the V5 form, means singular form of verb. Okay, are you clear? Now I am going to teach you the rules. In which situation you will have to use simple present tense. Now see, in which situation you have to use simple present tense. Now simple present tense is used to express universal fact, scientific fact, or you can say general truth or universal truth. Okay. Now it expresses permanent, or you can also say permanent truth. For example, the Kosi rises in the Himalayas, it is permanent truth. No, universal fact. Means the fact which is known to everyone. Okay? Like water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, it is scientific fact. It is simple present tense is used to express universal fact, universal truth, scientific fact. No? Or general truth. Whenever you want to express this universal fact, the sentence should be in simple present tense. It should not be in other tenses. The other rule, simple present tense is used to express present habitual action or customs. When you express your present habitual action means the action which you perform regularly out of habit. In that case, the sentence should be simple present tense. Like, I always wake up at 7 a.m. or he always goes for morning walk. When you express your present habitual action, the sentence must be in simple present tense. Now next, rule number next, simple present tense is used to express daily activities. Daily activities, when you describe daily activities, you may be asked to write a couple of paragraphs or a paragraph describing your daily activities. Okay? And when you describe your daily activities, the sentences should be in simple present tense. You have to write you have to use simple present tense while describing daily activities. Like she does her homework regularly or every day. I take my breakfast at 9 a.m. Whenever you describe daily activities, the sentences should be in simple present tense. And you should remember all these rules. And whenever you describe events or a story, according to the situation, okay, you'll have to use proper kind of tense there. Now, next rule of simple present tense. Simple present tense is used to express routine or timetable. So when you describe routine, timetable, the sentences should be in simple present tense. Some of the students make mistake using future tense while describing routine or timetable. But whenever you express or whenever you want to show timetable or routine, the sentence should be in simple present tense. For example, the bus arrives or departs at 5 p.m. Like the meeting starts at 2 p.m. Like the match starts at 4 p.m. So when you describe timetable, routine of anything, of any meeting, match, school, vehicle, you have to use simple present tense. Now next rule, simple present tense is used to express future planned action. According to whatever, present tense is also used to denote future action. Okay? Then in which case you have to use future tense to denote future action and simple present tense to denote future action. Because simple present tense is also used to denote future action. Then what kind of future action is denoted by simple present tense? When simple present tense is used to denote future action, it shows future planned actions. Future planned action means something has been planned, and according to the plan, the action will take place there. Okay? For example, they leave for Janakpur tomorrow. It means it has already been decided. They have already made plan to go to Janakpur. Like she goes to Kathmandu next week. It means she has already planned. It means she has already bought ticket. And what happens when simple present tense is used to express future planned action? In that case, we have to use the adverbials, time adverbials. In this case, we have to use time adverbials like tomorrow, the next day. It means the time adverbials denoting future action. When simple present tense is used to denote future action, in that case, you have to use time adverbials. Time adverbials like tomorrow, the next day, the next year, okay, to denote future action. Now, next rule, simple present tense is used to express present state of someone or something. Present state, what the condition or state at present. For example, Mohan is a doctor now. Mohan is a doctor now. In which tense it is? It is simple present. Only by looking is, some of the students think that it is present continuous. And what is structure of present continuous? Subject plus am is are plus before. Before is not there is. Is the singular form of verb, and now it is simple present. And it shows what? state. No. Mohan is a doctor now. No. Viratnagar is situated in Moran. Viratnagar is situated in Moran. It shows state. No. Where is Viratnagar? Viratnagar is in Moran district. No. It shows state. Now what happened? Simple present tense is used to express present state of someone or something. And you should be careful, you should remember all the rules. Okay? And when you describe anything, okay, then you should take care. Now, when you describe about universal truth like future planned action, present state, present habitual action, you have to use simple present tense. Simple present tense is used to express English proverb or saying. Whenever you express English proverb or saying, they are always written in simple present tense. No, English proverb, sayings are always written in simple present tense. For honesty is the best policy. No, like work is worship. No, might is right. God helps those who help themselves. English proverbs and sayings like child is the father of man. English proverbs and sayings are always written in simple present tense. Now next rule. Simple present tense is used in the headline or title of newspaper. When you write headline or title in a newspaper, it should always be written in simple present. Sometimes it is also written in simple past, but mostly it is written in simple present tense. For example, 10 die in bus accident. Now, when you write headline in the newspaper or even telegram, it is written in simple present tense. Rule number next rule. To give running commentary of events as they are actually happening. Simple present tense is used in the running commentary. Running commentary means when an event is being telecast. And when the commentator describes the events, the commentators describe the whole events using simple present tense. Just like you might have also watched cricket match. Okay, and you might have also heard the commentary of cricket match or football. The speaker uses simple present tense. Now, simple present tense is used to introduce someone's quotation. Someone's quotation means someone has said something, and when you quote the quotation, you have to use simple present tense. It's when we quote someone's quotation, then we use simple present tense. For example, like Shakespeare says, frailty thy name is woman. Frailty thy name is woman is said by William Shakespeare. Like John Keats says, John Keats was a great poet, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. It is a quotation said by John Keats. And whenever we quote someone's quotation, we use simple present tense. Okay? And now there are some adverbials. There are some adverbials which are used in simple present tense. There are some adverbials, these time adverbials, used in simple present tense. And you have to remember all these time adverbials which are used in simple present tense. Now these are the time adverbials like always, never, sometimes, usually, rarely, barely, scarcely, every day, regularly, nowadays, these days. These are the adverbials, time adverbials, and they are usually used in simple present tense. For example, he usually does his homework. He usually does his homework. Now these adverbials are used in simple present tense. Now next group, to express thoughts, feelings or hope. Simple present tense is used to express have feelings or hopes. Or you can say that there are some verbs of perception. They are called verbs of perceptions, and they are always used in simple present tense. They are not used in present continuous tense. Which are the verbs of perceptions? Love, like, hate, remember, think, believe. These are the words of perceptions, and they are always used in simple present tense. When you express your present like and dislike, you have to use simple present tense. You can say I love it. No, you can't say I am loving it. I love you. You can't say I am loving you. Because loving is simple present tense. Like I like mangoes. You can say I am liking mangoes. Because these are called the verbs of perceptions, and they are always used in simple present tense. They should not be used in present continuous tense. Okay. Now these are the rules of simple present tense. Now see, simple present tense is used in different situations. You have to remember all these rules. No? And after remembering, you also to practice. Because only learning the rules of grammar is not sufficient. Unless you do practice, your grammar will never be good. Therefore, you have to do, for you to remember the rules, and then you should do practice. You should also have practice book, okay, or any reference book. From there, you should do the exercises, okay. And after you have done the exercises, you should also send your homework to me. I shall check, and whenever you have problem, you can contact me. Thank you. Hi. Good morning, everyone. Nowadays, I am teaching you grammar. In grammar, I am teaching you tense. And in previous class, I taught you the rules of simple present tense. And today I am going to teach you present continuous tense. Present continuous tense. What is present continuous tense? Now see. You have learned the rules of simple present. Simple present tense is used in different situations. Likewise, present continuous tense is also used in different situations. What is the structure of present continuous tense? Present continuous tense structure: subject plus am is are plus before plus object. Now, the structure of present continuous is subject plus am is are plus before plus object. It shows the action that is going on at present. Now, present continuous tense shows the action which is in progress, which is happening at present. And here you have to learn in which situations you have to use present continuous tense. Now see, first, present continuous tense shows the action that is going on at the time of speaking. It shows the action which is going on at present or at the time of speaking. For example, some boys are playing cricket, or they are playing football. Here they are playing football. It shows the action which is going on or which is in progress. Second, present continuous tense is used to describe an action that is going over a period of time, including the present, but the action may not be going on at the time of speaking. Second situation, what is in which case you have to use present continuous. Sometimes it is used to describe an action that is going over a period of time, including present, but in present time it may not be going on. For example, he is reading a book at present. It shows the action that is going on at present time. Now, rule number next. Present continuous tense is used to describe an action which is planned or arranged to take place in the near future. I have told you that for simple present is also used to denote future action, and present continuous tense is also used to denote future action. Now, simple present tense is used to denote planned future action that will be done in future. But present continuous tense is used to denote future action which has been planned or arranged, and that will surely take place in near future. Present continuous tense, simple present tense is used to denote future action which will happen in future. But present continuous tense is used to denote future action that will take place shortly, soon, in near future. For example, we are going to Kathmandu. We are going to Kathmandu. It has already been arranged, it has already been planned, and it is going to happen soon. Another example, I am meeting her in an hour's time. It means the action which is going to take place soon. Okay, in that case, you will have to use present continuous tense. Present continuous tense is used to show the planned or arranged action that will take place in near future. Now, these are the situations in which you will have to use present continuous tense. Now, next rule means in which situation you have to use present continuous tense. Now see, present continuous tense is used after some expressions. So after some expressions means after look, listen, see, hurry up, or negative imperative, don't disturb me. These are the expressions, and the sentence that comes after these expressions, that sentence remains in present continuous tense. For example, look, she is coming to us. Look, she is coming to us. Or rather like, hurry up, the bus is coming. Hurry up, sign of exclamation, the bus is coming. Or there can be don't, like, don't cross the road, the bus is coming. Or don't disturb me, I am doing my homework. It means the sentence that comes after these expressions, that sentence remains in present continuous tense. You should try to understand. There are some expressions like look, listen, see, hurry up, or negative imperative like don't disturb me or don't cross. Okay, the sentence which comes after these expressions, that sentence remains in present continuous tense. For example, look after, she is coming to us, present continuous, like hurry up, the bus is coming. Don't make noises, the teacher is teaching in the classroom. No, like don't make noises, the baby is sleeping. No, after these expressions, you have the sentence that comes after these expressions, that sentence remains in present continuous tense. Next rule, verbs that represent gradual change. It means the verb like grow, get, turn. There are some verbs like grow, get, turn, and these verbs show gradual change. And when these verbs are used to show gradual change, then these verbs are used in present continuous tense. The sentence remains in present continuous tense. For example, this tree is growing fast. This tree is growing fast. You can't write this tree grows fast. It is growing. It means when the verb shows or represents gradual change, such as grow, get, turn, the sentence of these verbs will be in present continuous tense. Now, rule number next, present continuous tense is used to refer to a repeated activity by using always or forever. Present continuous tense is also used to show repeated activity at present time. In that case, you will have to use adverbial like always or forever. Like, for example, like she is always quarreling with her brother. She is always quarreling with her brother. Or these children are always or forever quarreling. It means the repeated activity. The activity which is done repeatedly at present. Okay, in that case, the sentence remains in present continuous tense. Okay, and in such case, the adverbs, for example, always, forever, these words are used, because these words are used to show repeated action. Next rule, present continuous tense is used to refer to determined resolution with reference to future determined resolution. Resolution is determination, and it shows the future action. For example, we are not taking any more insult from you. Now it is in present continuous tense, but it shows future action. We are not taking any more insult from you. It shows determination, determined resolution that we will never tolerate such kind of insult, and it gives future meaning. The sentence is in present continuous, but it gives future meaning. Now you should learn properly, and you have to remember all these rules. Okay, and you should remember, and then you will have to do practice. You should buy practice book, or you should also consult grammar book or other reference book. From here you should collect the rules, and you should do practice. You should do exercises, because in grammar, mostly you have to do more and more practice. If you don't do practice, I think you can't have sound knowledge in grammar. Now I am going to teach you the next rule. Now the next rule is where you have to use present continuous tense. Now see, present continuous tense is used with some time words. It means there are some time adverbials. There are some adverbials, or you can say time adverbials, which are always used with present continuous tense. Which are time adverbials? You should remember: now, at present, at the moment, still, nowadays, these days. These are called time words or time adverbials. You can say either adverbials or time adverbials. And these adverbials or time adverbials are used in present continuous tense. For example, she is writing a letter now. She is writing a letter now. Or like he works in a factory these days. He is working in a factory these days. Like at present, at the moment, still the baby is still sleeping. The baby is still sleeping. Now these adverbials, these time adverbials are always used in present continuous tense. You should remember. Now next rule, there are some verbs which are not normally used in the continuous form. Yesterday also I taught you in the rule of simple present tense. There are some verbs, they are called verbs of perception, like verbs thinking, like verbs of emotions, they are called verbs of perceptions. Okay, and they are normally used in simple present tense. They are not used in continuous form. There are some verbs. For example, now see: know, think, love, feel, like, agree, disagree, hope, hate, want, wish, desire, mind, remember, appear, see, look, hear, smell, taste, belong, consist, content. There are some also many other words. Okay, and these are called verbs of perceptions. Verbs of perceptions. And these verbs are normally used in simple present tense. They are not used in continuous form. They give the meaning of continuous, but the sentence always remains simple present tense. For example, know. I know the answer. You can't say I am knowing the answer. I know the answer. Like love. I love him. You can't say I am loving him. I love him. Like think. I think you are right. You can't say I am thinking you are right. I think you are right. Like agree. I agree. I agree with your opinion. Like feel. You see these verbs. These verbs are normally used in present, in simple present tense. They are not used in continuous form. Okay, you should remember these verbs of perceptions. Okay, sometimes you also make a mistake using these verbs in continuous form. But normally these verbs of perceptions are used in simple present tense, like belong. This book belongs to me. You can't say this book is belonging to me. This book, the right answer is this book belongs to me. Like a wish. I wish. I will wish. Want also, you can say I am wishing. I wish you may get success. I want you to buy a book. You can say I am wanting. It is what you have to learn. These are called words of perceptions. Okay, and they are normally used in simple present tense. These verbs are not used in continuous form. Okay. Now you have learned the rules of present continuous tense. Present continuous tense are used in different situations. Okay, and you should remember these rules, and you should also do practice. Okay, you'll have to do more and more practice. Now, after present continuous, I am going to teach you present perfect tense. Now I am going to teach you the rules of present perfect tense. Before learning the rules of present perfect tense, in which situations you have to use present perfect tense, first of all you should try to learn what is present perfect tense. What kind of action does it show? Actually, present perfect tense shows the action which has recently happened or completed. No? And present perfect tense shows the relation between past and present. It means it shows the action that is already completed in past, but its effect is still there at present. The action which has recently been completed in past, its effect or consequence or proof is still there at present. In short, we can say that present perfect tense shows relation between past and present. Okay. Now, present perfect tense shows the action which has recently happened. Like I have bought some books. I have played football. The structure of present perfect is subject plus has or have plus V3 plus object. Has is the single form of verb. Have is plural form of verb. Has is used with single subject, but have is used with plural subject. It means you have to use verb as singular or plural according to its subject, because singular subject takes singular verb and plural subject takes plural verb. Okay. Now, first of all, present perfect tense is used to refer to past actions which have effects or concern in the present. I have just told you that present perfect tense shows the relation between past and present. It shows the action which is already completed, which has already happened, but its effects, concerns or proof is still there at present. For example, he has cut his finger. He has cut his finger. Its proof is it is still bleeding. I have beaten him hard. I have beaten him hard. Now the effect is still there. He must be feeling pain. No, it means present perfect tense shows the action that has recently completed, but its effect or proof is still there at present. Now, what difference is present perfect and simple past? Simple past also shows completed action, but simple past doesn't have relation with present. Simple past simply denotes past action. It has no relation with present. But present perfect tense also shows completed action. It has already happened. The action is already completed in past, but it has present relation. Its effect is still there at present. Now, second rule, present perfect tense is used to express past experience. Past experience, like have you ever seen a tiger? Have you ever seen a tiger? Or have you ever been to Pokhara? Have you ever been? It is in present perfect tense because been is the V3 form of verb be. Now, been is the V3 form of verb be. It is in present perfect tense. Have you ever been to Pokhara? when we express past experience, we can use present perfect tense. Like I have never visited Switzerland. I have never visited. Yet it expresses experience. Whenever you express past experience that you have done or you have never done, okay, you can use. You have to use it in present perfect tense. Next row, present perfect tense is used to refer to ongoing action that began in past. It means present perfect tense. Also, present perfect tense is used to denote ongoing action that began in past, and in this case you have to use preposition for or since. For is used to show period of time. Since is used to show point of time. For shows period of time, and since shows point of time. Point of time. In this case, in present perfect tense, it shows the ongoing actions that started in past and may still happening at present. In that case, you have to use the preposition for or since. Okay, for is used to show period of time. For how long? Look, I have taught you for 5 years. I have taught you for 5 years. For shows period of time. For how long? And since is used to show point of time. It's fixed time. Like I have taught you since 2065. I have taught you since 2065. It means I started teaching you from 2065 and I am still teaching you. No, it is still going on. Now, what is actually present perfect tense is used in the sense of perfect continuous tense, where preposition for or since is used. Now, the for is used, for and since are also used in present perfect continuous tense. But when for or since are used in perfect tense, it shows ongoing action. Ongoing action, it means the action started in past and it is still going on. Okay, but there lies some difference. No, now I have taught you since 2065 and I have been teaching you since 2065. Both of them you can see the same meaning, but there lies some difference. No, if I say I have been teaching you since 2065, it means the act of teaching started in past and it is still going on. But look at this sentence, I have taught you since 2065. It also shows ongoing action, but it shows that at present it may not be. It is recently the action of teaching might have stopped. Are you clear? Now, next rule. Now, there are some adverbials or time adverbials which are used in present perfect tense. Look at the rule. Present perfect tense is often used with the following time words. Time words means time adverbials. There are some time adverbials or time words which are used with present perfect tense. Which are time words like I have just taught you since and for. No, for and since are used in present perfect tense. Since is used to show past point of time. Since is used to show past point of time, like since yesterday, since last week, since 8 o'clock. No, fixed time. Fixed time like since March, since 2016. This is past date. Okay. For is used to show period of time. Period of time is duration of time. For how long? Like for 2 years, for 5 minutes, for 10 years. No. And now these are the adverbials. These are the adverbials used in present perfect tense. Which are the adverbials? Lately, recently. No. Like he has lately bought these books, or recently. Ever. Like have you ever seen a tiger? Have you ever seen a tiger? Never. I have never seen a snake, or I have never seen a ghost. No, just like he has just gone outside. Already and at. Already and at, they are also used in present perfect tense. Already is used in affirmative sentence. At is used in negative. When you change from affirmative to negative, in affirmative, at should be changed to, already should be changed to at. Like he has already completed his work. He has already completed his work is negative. He hasn't completed his work yet. Now already shows completed action, but yet shows incomplete action. Now action is not completed. Now, for example, like she hasn't done her homework yet. She hasn't done her homework yet. It shows incomplete action. Action has not been completed, but already shows complete action. The action which is already complete, like she has already done her homework. She has already done her homework, it shows complete action. It's negative. She hasn't done her homework yet, it shows incomplete action. Often, several times. Now you have to remember these time words. For adverbials, time words you should remember, and whenever you find these words in a sentence, then that sentence must be in present perfect tense, because these time words are generally used in present perfect tense. Now, like another rule, it shows incomplete. I have just told you that present perfect tense is also used to show the action that is not completed. In that case, yet already shows complete action, yet shows incomplete action. Like she has not gone to bed yet. Yet gives incomplete action. Action has not been completed. Already shows completed action. Like she has already gone to bed. She has already gone to bed. It shows complete action. She hasn't gone to bed yet. It shows incomplete action. Now these are the rules of present perfect tense. Now, and you should be careful. You should keep these rules in your mind. Now, and before doing exercise, first of all you should remember the rules. Okay, and then you should do practice. You should buy practice book, or you should buy grammar book, or you might have grammar book or practice book. You should do the exercise regularly. Now, and after doing whatever problem you have, you should directly contact me. Okay, whenever you have problem, if you have any difficulty, if you don't understand, now you should tell me, and accordingly I will try to teach you. And my aim is to provide you full satisfaction. You should have clear concept. Whenever you have problem, whenever you have any question, you should directly contact me, or you should send your question to me. Now I am going to give you homework. Hi, good morning everyone. Nowadays I am teaching you grammar. In grammar I am teaching you tense use. Okay, in previous class I have taught you the rules of simple present, present continuous, and present perfect tense. Today I am going to teach you the rules where to use present perfect continuous tense. It's remaining present perfect continuous, simple past, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. Now, before you learn where to use present perfect continuous tense, first you should know what kind of action does present perfect continuous tense shows. Present perfect continuous tense shows the action started in past and it is still happening at present. The action hasn't completed. Present perfect continuous tense shows the ongoing activity. It means the action started in past and it is still happening at present. For example, they have been playing football. They have been playing football for 2 hours. Now, it means the act of playing started in past and it is still happening. Okay? So, for a structure of present perfect continuous tense is concerned, the structure of present perfect continuous tense, subject was has or had. Has is used with singular subject or have is used with plural subject. Subject plus has or have plus been. Been after main verb is before, which ing form of verb plus object. For example, she has been working hard in the field. She has been working hard in the field. That's the subject. Have, because she is singular. That's why you have to have been working before. Hard is what? Adverb in the field. Now see, I show that the action. She has been working hard in means of act. The act of working started in past, okay, and it is still happening, going on. The action is not completed, okay. It shows the ongoing activity that began in past. Present perfect continuous tense shows the ongoing activity. Ongoing activity means progressing activity. And the activities that are going on, happening, it has not been completed. Okay? There are some time words which are used in present perfect continuous tense, and you have to remember. Yesterday also I taught you, in previous class also I taught you the use of for and since. Okay? Since is used to show point of time, past point of time. For is used to show period of time. And in present perfect continuous tense, you have to use some time words. There are some time words which are used in present perfect continuous tense. Which are the time words? Since plus past point of time, like since 2017 is past date, you have that past date. Like since morning, since 8 o'clock, after since we have to use past time. 4 plus period of time, 4 plus period for 5 years, for 10 hours, for how long? And all this morning, all this evening, all this after time adverb here, present time adverb here. All happening is present time adverb here, it is used present perfect continuous tense. And if it is past time adverb here, all started, it is used past continuous tense. You should remember, all this morning, all this evening, all after present time adverb here, it is used in present perfect continuous tense. Okay? Now see, she has been reading a book for 2 hours. For 2 hours it shows period of time. For how long she has been reading a book? For 2 hours. No. Now, for 2 hours it shows period of time. I have been teaching you since morning. Since morning point of time. Past point of time. Since morning, since 8 a.m. No, you have to use past point of time after since. And now see, they have been working hard all this morning, all this evening. It means means after all, if the present time adverb here, it is used in present perfect continuous tense. And you should remember all this time words. You have to remember all this time words. And so far as the use of for and since are concerned, okay, for and since are used in both present perfect tense and present perfect continuous tense. Sometimes they give similar meaning, no, but actually there lies some difference. Now you like, for example, I have taught you English for 2 years. No, I have taught you English for 2 years, and I have been teaching you English for 2 years. No, actually when for or since is used in present perfect tense, it also gives the sense of present perfect continuous. But there lies some difference. And now we will talk about this. Now see, when you use for or since, for and since are used both in present perfect tense and present perfect continuous tense. When for and since are used in both present perfect or present perfect tense, then it gives the same meaning. In some cases, it is interchangeable. Now see, present perfect and present perfect continuous tense are more or less interchangeable in some cases. Interchangeable means either we can use present perfect tense or present perfect continuous tense. both of them give same meaning. Okay, they are interchangeable. Interchangeable means you can use either present perfect or present perfect continuous, but there lies some difference. It gives different meaning. For example, look at here. I have taught here for 5 years. I have taught here for 5 years in present perfect tense. Look at second example. I have been teaching here for 5 years. It is present perfect continuous. Okay. In both the sentences, 4 plus period of time used. Okay. Now both of them are interchangeable. You can use either in present perfect or present perfect continuous, but there lies some difference. They give different meaning. When we use 4 plus period of time or 6 plus point of time in present perfect tense, then present perfect tense shows the action that has recently completed. No, that has recently completed. It shows the completed action. It has relation with present. Okay, it may not be happening at present. No, it has already been completed. Recently in past, it is no longer happening. When we say, I have taught you for 5 years, if I say, I have taught you for 5 years, it means the act of teaching has already been completed. Now, and we have some proof, it has already been completed. And when we say, I have been teaching you for 5 years, it means the act of teaching is still going on. Okay? There lies some difference, but what happens? In some cases, when we use for or since in present perfect or present perfect continuous tense, it is interchangeable. We can use for or since either in present perfect or present perfect continuous tense. But you should take care, you should remember, like when we use for or since in present perfect tense, the present perfect tense shows the completed action which is already completed. Now it has relation with present. But when we use it in present perfect continuous tense, it shows that the action is starting in past and the same action is still going on. The action is not completed. Okay. Now these are the rules of present perfect continuous tense. Now I am going to teach you the use of simple past tense. Now, simple past tense. Now, simple past tense means way to use simple past tense. Simple past tense is used in different situations. Okay? Simple past tense is used in different situations, and here you have to learn where to use simple past tense. Now, in which situation you have to use simple past tense. First of all, you should know what kind of action does it show. Simple past tense shows the completed action. The action which is already completed. It has no relation with present. Only present perfect tense has relation with present. Okay? But simple past tense, what is the difference between simple past and present perfect? Present perfect tense also shows the action which has completed action, but present perfect tense has relation with present. Okay? But simple past tense, when we talk about simple past, the simple past tense shows the completed action. It has no relation with present. Simple past tense has no relation with present. Okay? It shows the completed action in past. The action which is already completed in past. It's a structure subject plus V2 plus object. V2 means past form. Past form of verb. For example, Ram killed Ravan. Or I helped my friend. Verb should be V2. Subject after V2. It shows that action has already happened. Action is already completed. It has no relation with present. Next rule, where to use? Simple past tense is used while narrating the story. When you narrate the story or event, you have to use simple past tense. No, just like you reveal a story also, or when you tell the story describing past incident. Okay, when you describe in a story events or past action, the sentences or the verbs will be simple past tense. The sentence will be simple past tense. For example, like once upon a time there was a king. Now he had several sons. they used to, or they quarreled. It means you have to use simple past tense. Simple past tense is used to narrate past event. Next rule, it is used to describe regular actions with emphasis of regularity in the past. So the simple past tense is also used to show repeated action. Repeated action with emphasis of regularity. For example, she studied 10 hours a day last year. She studied 10 hours a day last year. Sometimes simple past is also used to show past habitual action. Past habitual action, no? Like she always quarreled with her brother. She always quarreled with her brother. And when simple past tense, the simple present tense is used to denote present habitual action. No? Simple past tense is used to denote past habitual action. The action which was done repeatedly in past out of habit. Okay, and when you want to show the past habitual action, okay, in that case you have to use some adverbials like always, often, okay, never. Like he always complained. He always complained. Past habitual action. When you describe what past habitual action, the sentence or the verb remains in simple past tense. Okay. Now, next rule. Now, the simple past tense is used. There are some adverbials or time words. There are some adverbials, time adverbials showing time, or you can say time words. You can say either adverbials, time adverbials, or time words. Time words means the words showing time. There are some time words or time adverbials that are used with simple past tense. And you have to remember all these adverbials. Which are the adverbials? Like yesterday, last chapter, they will be like last week, last month, last year. Okay? The ago, before they also use the simple past tense. The other day is also used the simple past tense. Or past time or date. For example, like I saw my old friend yesterday. Yeah, or I met M-E-T, my old friend yesterday. Yesterday is used in simple past tense. The sentence will be simple past, like last. I visited Janakpur last week. I visited in simple past. Your last, the word last will be used in simple past tense. It has already happened. I visited Janakpur last week. Okay, instead of writing, I am telling you, giving the example. Okay, and if you need, you can write like last, the ago and before are also used in simple past tense. Like for example, I bought a book 2 days ago or 3 days ago. I bought this book 2 days ago or 3 days ago. Ago and before, they are also used in simple past tense. Like the other day, I saw him the other day. Some of the students, what happened, you have to find see. The other in sentence consists the other day. It should be in simple past tense. But some of the students make mistake using the other day in simple future tense. Okay, but the other day is a time adverbial, time word, and the other day is used in simple past tense. Like I saw her the other day. I saw her the other day. The other day is used in simple past tense or past time or date. When you mention past time or date, the sentence will be simple past tense. Like for example, he married in 2017. Past date. This will be past date or past time. Past date or past time is used in simple past tense. Okay? And you have to remember all these time words. You have to remember all these time adverbials. Okay? And these time words are always used in simple past tense. Now next rule, it is used to express supposition. Supposition. Supposition means it is not reality. For example, I wish I were rich. Now, I were rich. After I wish, the clause which comes after wish, as if, or it is time. In short, you can say that the clauses that come after wish, as if or as though, as if or as though, or it is time. That clause remains in simple past tense. And such kind of sentence shows supposition. It is not the reality. For example, I wish I were rich. It means the speaker is not rich. It expresses supposition. He behaves as if he were man. Now see, he were man. Where is simple past tense? No. It also shows supposition. In place of as if, there can be as though also. As if or as though. In such case, you have to take here the previous clause remains in simple present. The clause which previous clause, like I wish, it is simple present. Like he behaves, it is simple present. Like it is time, it is simple present. The previous clause remains in simple present, but the main clause remains in simple past tense. Like I wish I were rich. He behaves as if he were mad. And in some case, whatever subject is there, you have to use where. Sometimes was is also used, but mostly you have to use where because such sentences express supposition. Like it is time we went home. It is time we went home. What does it mean? Now we are supposed to be at home at this time, but we are not at home at this time. It means it is time we went home. It expresses supposition. It means we are supposed to be at home at this time, but it is not the real fact. We are not at home. It shows supposition. Right? The sentence expressing supposition in that sentence the verb remains in simple past tense. The previous clause remains in simple present, but the main clause, the clause which comes after it remains in simple past tense. You should be careful and you should remember. Okay? Now, rule next, now when you change from direct to indirect speech narration, okay? Simple present is changed to simple past tense, and also in conditional sentence. In conditional sentence means type 2. Type 2 also, what we say, both the clauses remain simple past tense. Now, simple past tense means when you change from direct to indirect speech, which is narration, okay, then the simple present tense in the direct speech changes into the simple past tense in the reported speech. Reported speech, indirect speech. Means when you change the sentence from direct speech into indirect, and if the sentence under inverted comma is in simple present tense, now the simple present tense should be changed to simple past tense in the indirect speech, in the reported speech. For example, he said to me, I helped my friend. Now, it's in that speech, he told me that he helped. Because here, I helped my friend, it is simple present. Simple present should be changed to simple past tense. Why? Because the reporting verb is in past tense. It is when you change from direct to indirect speech, simple present of the reported speech, means sentence under inverted comma, is changed into simple past tense. Now another used to. The word used to is used to express past habitual action. Used to is used to express past habitual action. It means the action which was done in past repeatedly out of habit, and that very action is no longer being done at present. For example, he used to smoke last year. He used to, it is simple past tense. It is in simple past tense and it shows past action, past habitual action. That action was done in past out of habit, but that very action is no longer being done at present. Okay, used to is used in simple past tense. It was past habitual action. Now another in conditional sentence. Simple past tense is used in the conditional sentence in both the clauses, conditional clause and main clause, especially in type 2. The conditional sentence type 2 expresses hypothetical condition, improbable condition. You can say either hypothetical condition or improbable condition. Okay, in type 2 both the clauses, conditional clause and main clause, remains in simple past tense. For example, if he studied hard, look at here. If he studied in simple past, no, studied, he too is there. He would pass the exam. He would pass the exam. What is would? Would is the past form of will. Would is the past form of will. It is the past tense. Now see, both the clauses are in simple past tense. Now if he studied hard, he would pass the exam. It shows hypothetical, improbable condition. In conditional sentence, especially in type 2, there are 3 types. No, 3 type 0 is also there. Type 1, type 0, type 1, type 2, and type 3. In type 2, both the clauses, like if the clause beginning with if of connected with condition, it is called conditional clause. Like if you studied hard, it is conditional clause. It is simple past tense. And the main clause. Main clause is also in simple past tense. He would pass the exam. Now, these are the rules of simple past tense. No? Now you have learned that simple past tense is used in different situations. Okay, and you have to remember all these rules. Okay, you should remember, and then you should also do practice. You should consult. You should do practice from practice book, from your grammar book, or other reference book. Because in grammar you have to do more and more practice. If you don't do practice, your English will never be good. You can never have sound knowledge in grammar. And in order to have sound knowledge in grammar, you have to also consult different kind of grammar books, because these are not the only rules of simple. There are so many rules. Okay, but all the rules can't be taught here. That's why you should, and you should also be interested in reading different kind of grammar book. Okay, and collecting the new rules. It means for this you should be interested. And these are the important rules. These are the important rules that you should remember, and you should also bring these rules in use. When you describe past event, you should describe it in simple past tense. Okay. And now you should do exercises. Okay, you should do exercises at home, and you'll have to do the exercise from a practice book, from a grammar book, or other reference. Thank you. Hi, good morning everyone. Nowadays I am teaching you tense use, and in previous class I taught you the use of simple past. Now today I am going to teach you the use of past continuous tense. Now, past continuous tense is used in different situations. There are various different situations in which past continuous tense is used, and here you have to learn where to use past continuous tense. Before learning the rules in which situation past continuous tense should be used, first of all you should try to know what kind of action does it show. Past continuous tense shows the action which was in progress in past. The action which was going on. The action was not completed. Okay? The structure of past continuous is subject plus, was well plus, before plus, object. What is the structure? Subject plus, was well plus, before. Before means ing form of verb. It shows progressive action. Okay? For example, he was watching the field, they were playing football. It means subject plus, was plus, before, plus object. It shows action which was going on in past. The action wasn't completed. Next rule, past continuous tense shows the action which was in progress at a point of time. Okay, point of time or over period of time in past. The action was going on to a certain point of time. So like they were working in the field. The action was going on. The action wasn't completed. Next one, it shows gradual change in the past. Past continuous tense is also used to show gradual change in past. For example, it was getting darker and darker as she was walking alone in the jungle. Now see, look at the sentence. It was getting darker and darker as she was walking alone in the jungle. This sentence shows gradual change. Change. In this case, getting, turning, such kind of verbs are used. It means past continuous tense is used to show gradual change in past. Rule number next, it indicates the situation that was ongoing when a certain action took place. It means past continuous tense is used in the clause. There are two clauses. When there are two clauses, okay, then past continuous tense is used with the clause which shows the action was in progress, and the other clause which is simple past tense. The other clause shows that action happened, and when the action happened, at a time, other action was going on. For example, when she arrived here, he was sleeping. Now see, there are two clauses. When she arrived here, one clause, another clause, he was sleeping. Okay? Now the previous clause, the clause beginning with when, actually the clause beginning with when, as soon as, remains simple past tense. The clause beginning with when, as soon as. Okay, so remember, the clause beginning with when, as soon as, remains simple past. Okay? And look at the other clause. Other clause shows that action was going on. When a certain action took place in past, like when she arrived, it happened at this time, another action was going on. What was going on? She was sleeping. That's why past continuous tense is used in the clause which shows that action was going on. Going on when the other clause shows that action took place. Here, she arrived here. When she arrived here, it happened in past. And when she arrived, at time another action was going on. What was going on? She was sleeping. Now next rule, it is used with while clause. While, when and while. When is used to show point of time. While shows duration. During means at the same time, means at the same time. While means during. And the clause beginning with while remains in past continuous tense. For example, he went to market while it was raining. While at the same time means during. While means at the same time or during. Now see, he went to market while it was raining. Means while clause, the clause beginning with while, it remains in past continuous tense. Now you should be careful and you should try to understand. Okay, and you should remember these rules. Because when you use the sentences, okay, you have to care these situations, because you have to use different kind of tense in sentence according to the situations. Now, next rule, I am going to teach you the next rule. Now, next rule of past continuous tense. Past continuous tense is used to express a sort of disapproval or irritation on a frequent or repeated past action. Disapproval means denying. Okay. For example, he was always lending her money, but means which he never got back. Listen once again. He was always lending her money, okay, which he never got back. It means past continuous tense is used to express a sort of means a kind of disapproval or irritation. Irritation means not happy, angry. Why? Because that other didn't fulfill the wish or demand. Now here this sentence expresses the irritation, because whatever money he gave, He was giving her, that money was not returned back to him. Now next situation, present continuous tense, past continuous tense is used. Past continuous tense is used in the indirect speech. Whatever, when you change from direct to indirect, when you change from direct speech into indirect, means in narration, then present continuous tense of the reported speech is changed to past continuous tense. For example, now see, he said, I am writing a letter. Here, I am writing a letter, it is in present continuous. Now, and the reporting in past tense. How will you change it in indirect speech? This indirect speech is, he said that he was writing a letter. Here, I am writing, present continuous tense is changed to past continuous. It means, when you change from direct to indirect speech, now, the present continuous tense of the reported speech is changed into past continuous tense in this way. Now, there are some adverbials. There are some adverbials with time words which are used in past continuous tense. Now, which are the time words? You can say either time adverbials or time words. There are some time words, time adverbials used with this tense, with past continuous tense. Which are the time adverbials? Then. Now, N-O-W. Now is used in present continuous tense and then is used in past continuous. It means then is the past form of now. No, then, T-H-E-N. Then is the past form of now. At that time, at that moment. Now, at this time, at this moment is used present continuous. Now, and at that time, it denotes distance, time. At that time, at that moment is I use in past continuous tense. Now, which means now at this time, at this moment, if the at this time, at this moment, it should be used in present continuous. If there is at that time, that shows distant. It should be used in past continuous tense. Like these days, nowadays, they are used in present continuous. Okay, and these days past for those days. Those denotes distant. Okay. Now, all after past adverbial. If there is past adverbial after all, like all yesterday, all last week, it should be used in past continuous tense. No, all yesterday, all last week should be used with past continuous tense. For example, he was working hard all yesterday. All yesterday. Look at here. All yesterday, all after is past adverbial, it should be used in past continuous tense. I have also taught in previous class. Now, if the present adverbial, present time adverbial with all, it should be used in present perfect continuous tense, like all this morning, all this evening. Okay. And if there is past adverbial, after all, it should be used in past continuous tense. You should always remember, take care. Because after all, there can be either present time adverbial or past time adverbial. Okay? If all after the past time adverbial, like all yesterday, all last week, it should be used in past continuous tense. If there is all after present time adverbial, like all this morning, all this evening, then it should be used in present perfect continuous tense that I have already taught you. Now, we have learnt the use of past continuous tense. Past continuous tense is used in different situations. And you should be careful while using the tense, and you have to remember all the rules. Okay? Now, I am going to teach you past perfect tense. Now, past perfect tense. Past perfect tense is also used in different situations. Okay? And before learning the rules where to use past perfect tense, first of all you should try to understand what kind of action does it show. Actually, past perfect tense shows the action completed earlier in past. It has no relation with present. Past perfect tense shows the action completed earlier in past. The structure of past perfect is subject plus, had plus, V3 is past participle. V3 form plus object. For example, he had bought some books. He had bought some books. It shows the action happened earlier in past. It has no relation with present. Now see. Now, in which situations it is used? Look at it. It is used to indicate the action completed before another event happened in past. Now, when there are two clauses, then both clauses are in past tense. Then in which clause you have to use past perfect tense? Now see, when there are two clauses, then the clause which shows the action that took place in past, it remains in simple past tense, and the clause which shows the action happened earlier before that action that took place, that clause remains in that clause remains in past perfect tense. Now you should be clear with the example. Now look at the example. When the police arrived, the thieves had run away. Now when there are two clauses, when the police arrived, the action of arriving the police happened, okay, and when the police arrived, before that time all the action had already happened. What had happened? The thieves had run away. It means the action of this action that the thief had run away had already happened before the police arrived. Now try to understand it and try to be clear. Now see, when there are two clauses, look at this sentence has two clauses. What is clause? I think you may not know what is clause. No, a clause is a part of a sentence. What is a clause? Clause is a part of a sentence consisting of finite verb. In a clause there must be a verb. Now see, here there are two verbs. Arrived, finite verb. No, here also had run away. Here there are two clauses, okay, and both of the clauses are in past tense. But the previous clause, when the police arrived, it is simple past. Why? Because it shows that action happened in past, okay. And the thief had run away. It is past perfect. Why? Because this action that the thief had run away had already happened when the police arrived. Actually, past perfect tense is used with the clause, in the clause, which shows that action had already happened before another action took place. Now, other situation, past perfect tense is used in the conditional sentence. In the conditional sentence. Conditional sentence means the sentence that shows condition. Okay? And conditional sentence means consists the conjunctions showing condition like if, whether, no. And in conditional sentence, also in type 3, there are three types of conditional sentence. In type 3, the type 3 expresses unfulfilled condition, and in type 3 of conditional sentence, both the clauses remain in past perfect tense. Look at the example. If he had studied hard, he would have passed the exam. Okay. If he had studied the exam, in conditional sentence there are two clauses. Conditional clause and main clause. The conditional clause begins with connectives. Connectives means conjunctions showing condition. Now, if he had studied hard, it is a condition. It is called conditional clause. It shows condition. Okay, and then main clause. He would have passed the exam. It is a main clause. Okay, and now look at the sentence. Now, both the clauses, conditional clause and main clause, are in past perfect tense. Like if he had studied hard, he would have passed the exam. This sentence shows unfulfilled condition. Are you clear? Now, when you change from direct to indirect speech, when in narration, then the present means the present perfect and simple past tense. The reported speech is changed to past perfect tense in the indirect speech. Okay. So far the use of past perfect tense is concerned, when you change from direct to indirect speech, means in narration, okay, if there is present perfect or simple past tense in the reported speech, in the direct speech, then the present perfect and simple past tense are changed to past perfect tense. Past perfect tense in the indirect speech. Now look at here. He said to me, the reporting verb is in past tense. Because when you change from direct to indirect speech, the verb of the reported speech is changed only when the reporting verb is in past tense. If the reporting verb is in present or future tense, the verb of the reported speech remains same. Now look at here. The reporting verb in past tense, he said to me, and I have done my homework. The sentence under inverted comma is in present perfect tense. I have done my homework in present perfect. Okay. How will you change? He said to is changed to told. Said to is changed to told. He told me, and because here I have done my homework, it is assertive sentence. No? And if there is assertive sentence in the report, if there is a certain sentence on the inverted comma, you will have to use conjunction that. That is used as a conjunction. Okay? And then look at here. I have done my homework in present perfect, and present perfect is into past perfect. And he told me that he had done his homework. No? The present perfect is into past perfect. Look at another example. She said, I did well. Now simple past is also changed to past perfect tense. Like she said that she had done well. Look at here. I did well. In which tense it is? It is a simple past tense. And because the reporting verb in past tense, therefore the simple past of the reported speech should be changed into past perfect tense. She said that she had done well. Now look at here. I did well. It is simple past. And simple past is changed to past perfect tense. She said that she had done well. Now these are the important rules that I have taught you. Now, and you should remember. You should remember, and you should have practice book or grammar book, or you should do the exercises. Because after teaching you the tense use, I shall give you mixed type of questions. But in the meanwhile, you should do the exercises from your practice book, from your grammar book, and you should send me your homework. Whatever homework you have done, but you should do. Because in grammar you have to do more and more practice. No, if you don't do practice, your grammar will never be good. Okay? Therefore, whatever rules I have taught you, no, in your practice book or in your grammar book, there are some exercises you should do, and you after doing you should send me homework. Okay? This is the homework for class 8 student, and you'll have to do your homework regularly and you'll send. And finally, when after I teach you the tense use, I shall take test. I shall also take test exam. Test exam is I will give you mixed type of questions. Okay? But in the meanwhile, you should do your homework and send me. Okay? You'll have to do the homework from your practice book, from your grammar book, and you should also consult your grammar book or other reference book, and you should collect the rules, and you should remember. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Now, in previous class, I taught you the use of past perfect tense. Now, and today I am going to teach you past perfect continuous tense. Now, past perfect continuous tense. What kind of action does it show? Past perfect continuous tense shows the action started in past, and the action was happening for a period of time or to a point of time. The action was completed. The structure of past perfect is continuous tense subject plus, had plus, been plus, before plus, object. What is structure of past perfect continuous tense? Subject plus, had plus, been plus, before plus, object. And it shows the action which started in past and it was happening. The action was completed. Okay. For example, he had been working in the field. He had been working in the field for 2 hours. You can also mention the time. Had been working. Had been working through the action which was happening in past. Now, next one, past perfect continuous tense denotes the past action happening. The past, in past time, the action was happening for a period before something else happened. It means in this case, what happened? There are two clauses. There are two clauses. The previous clause remains in simple past, and there can be two sentences. There can be two sentences. The previous sentence it shows that when the other action happened at another action was. It shows that when an action took place or happened in past, at the same time another action was happening. For example, now he was out of breath. He was out of breath. He had been running hard. Now he was out of breath. Why? Because he had been running out. Now you saw the action. It was happening. He had been running, and what was his effect? He was out of breath. Now rule number next. It denotes another action in the past of cause and effect. It means it shows the past action showing cause and effect. For example, she was tired because she had been working hard for 2 hours. She was tired because what was effect? Now, what was the cause? What was the cause? She had been working hard for 2 hours, and because she had been working hard for 2 hours, therefore she was tired. Now look at this sentence. This sentence denotes past action and it shows cause and effect. Okay, cause and effect means why she was so tired? Because she had been working. She had been working in past perfect continuous tense. In this case, the previous clause, there are two clauses. First clause means simple past tense, and the other clause that shows the action happening in past. Okay, it remains in past perfect continuous tense. You should be careful to remember. And the other rule, when you change from direct to indirect speech, present perfect continuous tense and past continuous tense are changed to past perfect continuous tense. Now, and past perfect continuous tense shows the action which was going on in past. The action started in past and it was going on to a certain point of time or for a period of time. The action wasn't completed. The structure is subject plus, had plus, been plus, before plus, object. Now next rule. Now rule number next. Present perfect continuous and past continuous tense. In the direct speech, change into past perfect continuous tense in the reported speech. Reported speech means indirect speech, which in narration. When you change from direct to indirect speech, okay, and if the reporting verb is past tense, because the verb of the reported speech is changed only if when the reporting verb is in past tense. Now, if the reporting verb is in present or future tense, in that case, the tense of the reported speech remain unchanged. Okay? And now see, look at there. He said, here he said the reporting verb and said in past tense. Now, and look at the reported speech. The sentence under inverted comma. The sentence under inverted comma is I have been doing well. I have been doing well in present perfect continuous tense. And how will you say to indirect speech? He said to is changed to told, and if there is no object, you can also use said. He said that. Now, and the first person pronoun is about the subject, so he. Then he. Now, I have been doing present perfect is to past perfect continuous. Present perfect continuous is to past perfect continuous. Like he had been doing well. Now, when you change from direct to indirect, present perfect continuous tense of the reported speech should be changed to past perfect continuous tense. Now look at another example. Past continuous tense is also changed to past perfect continuous tense. She said, I was working hard. Now I was working hard, it is in past continuous tense. Then how will you change it into immediate speech? She said that she had been working hard. She had been working hard. Are you sorry? Because like was where? Was or where is changed to had been. Was where is changed to had been. Now, so these are the rules. These are the rules of past perfect continuous tense. This past perfect continuous tense is also used in different situations. Okay? And you should remember all these rules. Now, past perfect continuous tense. Okay, now, simple future tense. Now, simple future tense. What is simple future tense? What kind of action does it show? Simple future tense shows the action that will happen or that will take place in future. It shows the action that will take place. Take place means happen in future. What is the structure of simple future tense? Subject plus shall or will plus V1 plus object. Now, where to use shall and where to use will? With which subject you have to use shall and which subject you have to use will. Now I have to here shall is used with first person, I and we. If the subject is I and we, okay, we have to use shall. With remaining, with all the remaining subjects like second person, third person, in noun you will have to use will, like you will, she will, Ram will. It means shall is used with only first person, I and we. Okay? And sometimes what happens there also is when we exchange the use of shall we, okay, it shows obligation. Okay, I will teach you this in detail. Now look at here. It shows the action that will happen in future. For example, I shall do my work. I shall do my work. It means the action will happen in future. Second, it shows possibility. Simple future tense is used to show possibility. Possibility means sambhavana. Not sure. For example, it will rain today. It will rain today. It shows possibility. Now, simple future tense is used to show it shows. It shows means simple future tense. I am teaching you simple future tense. Simple future tense is used to show obligation. What is obligation? Obligation means compulsion. Compulsion means the action must be done. The action must be done. Now see, he shall pay the fine. He shall pay the fine. But I have taught you with third person will is used. But here shall is used with he. What happens when shall is used with second person, third person? No, it shows obligation. Then what kind of meaning does it give? He shall pay the fine means he must pay the fine. It's obligation. If you use here will, there is difference between he shall pay the fine and he will pay the fine. He will pay the fine. There is difference between them. When you say he shall pay the fine, it shows obligation. It shows obligation. It means he must pay the fine. He must pay the fine or he has to pay the fine. And if you say you will, he will pay the fine, it shows possibility. Possibility. Are you clear? Now what happens? Generally shall is used with first person, I and we. Will is used with second person, third person and with other noun. But in a special case, what happens? When you want to show obligation, which compulsion, that action must be done, then will means shall is used with second person and third person. When shall is used with second you and third person, it shows obligation. It gives a special meaning then. it gives the sense of what is must or has to or have to. He shall pay the fine means he has to pay the fine or he must pay the fine. And he will pay the fine shows possibility. It doesn't show obligation, compulsion. Are you clear? Now, rule number next. Now, the simple future tense is used to show or to indicate wish, plan, intention. Wish, plan, intention. For example, he will buy a book. He will buy a book. It shows wish or plan. We shall stay at a lodge there. We shall stay at a lodge there. Here, this sentence here, we shall stay at a lodge there. It shows plan. That the speaker is going somewhere and he has planned that he will stay. They will stay in a particular lodge there. It is used to ask somebody to do something. Nothing. Here, simple future tense is used to ask somebody to do something. Like, will you please give me some money? Will you please give me some money? In simple future tense is used to ask, to express polite request. To express polite request. And when will you help me? Used to ask something. The sentence is in future tense. It is in future tense, but it gives present meaning. It gives present meaning because will is used to express polite request. Okay. Now, will you help me please? It is simple future tense, but it gives present meaning. Next one, it is used to express promise to do something. Promise to do something. Now, the thanks for money, I shall return it soon. Thanks for money, I shall return it soon. It means simple future tense is also used to express promise. Now, rule number next. Now, see, simple future tense. There are some time adverbials. Or you can also say time words. Time words mean the words showing time. And there are some adverbials used in simple future tense. Which are the time adverbials? Like tomorrow, the next day, next week, next year, soon, quickly, in a few minutes or in a few seconds. Okay? In plus future time. If they in plus future time, like he will marry in 2078. After in there should be future time. Okay? The sentence will be in simple future tense. Tonight, today also, like my relatives will come today. Okay? These are the time adverbials. Generally used in simple future tense. For example, he will come here soon. Like we will go to Janakpur next week. Like tomorrow. Tomorrow means it will rain heavily tomorrow. Now, simple future tense is used to express hopes or expectations. Hope. Simple future tense is also used to express hope or expectation. For example, I will top the board. Yes, it is simple future tense. It is also used to express hope or expectation. Now, it is used in the main clause of the conditional sentence expressing probable condition is type 1. Means in conditional sentence, there are three types of conditional sentence: type 1, type 2, and type 3. There is no type 0. In type 1 expresses probable condition. Probable means possibility. In this case, the main clause remains in simple future tense. Which conditional clause remains in simple present, but main clause remains in simple future. For example, if you study well, you will pass the exam. That's the main clause in simple future tense. It means these are the situations now. In which simple future tense is used. Simple future tense is used in different situations. Okay. There are some other rules. Okay. Now next rule. Now the simple future tense is used in different situations. Okay. And it is used in the clause that comes after these expressions. The simple future tense is used in the clause which comes after it, like probably, I expect, perhaps, possibly, maybe, I think, I don't think. The sentence which comes after them, that sentence is a very simple future tense. For example, I think he will get prize. Now, like he will probably invite us. I expect she will phone me. Expect is hope. Like I don't think he will pass the exam. This is the sentence. That means clause. The clause which comes after this expression, after that clause remains in simple future tense. You should remember the clause which comes after them. Those clauses remain in simple future tense. Now, next rule. It is used to express agreement to do something. Simple future tense is used to agree to do something. For example, don't worry, I shall give you money back. Don't worry, I shall give you money back. Agreement. It means to agree to do something. Simple future tense is used to express agreement. Agreement, sahamati. To agree to do something. Don't care, I will help you. Don't care, I will help you. I will, it means when we give our agreement, when we agree to do something, okay, we use simple future tense. Now these are the situations. These are the situations in which simple future tense is used. What we have learned, simple future tense is used in different situations. Okay, and when you describe something, when you write something, you'll have to use different kind of tenses. You'll have to write the sentences in different tenses according to the situations. Situations, and that you have to learn these rules. And you should learn, remember these rules, and you should also do homework from your practice book, from your grammar book. Okay, because you. Now, only simple, I have taught you simple future tense. In next class, I will complete tense use, like future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous tense. Not only this, after them also there are some other rules, like sequence of tense. Sequence of tense is also there. Okay, and later on you will learn, but you should have. You should remember the rules, and you should also do practice. Thank you. Hi, good morning everyone. In previous class, I taught you the use of simple future tense, up to simple future tense. And today I am going to teach you the uses of future continuous tense, future perfect tense, and future perfect continuous tense. Now, look at the future continuous tense. What kind of action does it show? So far as future continuous tense is concerned, future continuous tense shows the action that will be happening in future. The action will be in progress. The action will not have completed. It's a structure, subject plus shall will plus be plus before. Because when we show continuous action, the main verb remains in before. Before shows progressive action. Okay? For example, he will be reading a book. He will be reading a book. It shows that action will be happening. The action will not have completed. Future continuous tense shows the action that will be happening, that will be continuing, or that will be in progress in future. Okay? And future continuous tense is also used in different situations. Now see, there are some adverbials or time words which are used with future continuous tense. Which are the adverbials? Now see, at this time or at this moment, you can add this time or add this moment or at the same time tomorrow. Means at this time or at this moment or at the same time plus tomorrow. If these time adverbials are there, they are used in future continuous tense. It means you have to remember these time adverbials. These time adverbials are always used in future continuous tense. Which are time adverbials? You can say at this time tomorrow, you at this moment tomorrow, you at the same time tomorrow. For example, he will be working in the field at this time tomorrow. Means at the same time tomorrow, the action will be happening. Or he will be working in the field at the same time tomorrow or at the same moment tomorrow. These time adverbials are used in future continuous tense. Now next, future continuous tense is also used to express future plan. I have also taught you in previous class. Now, future continuous tense is used to express future plan. If something has been decided, something has been decided, and according to the plan, the action will be happening. For example, we shall be staying at a lodge there. Here it shows plan. It means suppose you are going to Janakpur. No, you have planned to go to Janakpur. Now you have decided that you will be staying there in a hotel, at a lodge. Now, future continuous tense is used to denote plan. Now, next rule. Now, future perfect tense. You have to learn the rules of future perfect tense. Future perfect tense is also used in different situations. Now, before you learn where to use future perfect tense, first of all you should try to understand what kind of action does it show. So far as future perfect tense is concerned, future perfect tense shows the action which will have already completed in future. It shows the completed action in future. Future perfect tense shows the completed action in future. The action will already have happened or completed. It's a structure. The structure of future perfect is subject plus shall, will plus have plus V3 plus object. In perfect tense, whatever perfect is there, present perfect, past perfect or future perfect, perfect tense, the main verb remains in V3. V3 means past participle. Past participle of form and shows the completed action. V3 form of verb so that the action is already completed. Now, rule number next. Now see. In future perfect tense, because future perfect tense shows the action which will have already completed. That's why there are some prepositions which are used before point of time or period of time. Now see, by plus point of time, before plus point of time, or in plus period of time. They are used in future perfect tense. There can be prepositions by plus point of time, by next week, by future time. After by, before or in, there should be future time. Time denoting future means there should be future time. For example, I will have bought a car by next year. By next year, it means an action will have completed by point of time. Next year means it's what point of time. Or by after there can be also a year, future year by 2078. After by there will be future time. Likewise before also. Like I will have completed my homework before future time. You will have to mention future time in after future time. In after future time. Now see, here by, before or in. By is used to denote point of time. After by there should be point of time is fixed time. Before is also used to denote point of time is fixed time. Before March, before what we say, any future date. Okay. Now in plus period of time, in 5 years, in 2 minutes. No. Period of time is duration of time. Now all these prepositions are used. Prepositions after future point of time or period of time, they are used in future perfect tense. They show that in a particular time in future or in a particular period of time in future, the action will have completed. Okay. Now rule number next, simple present preceded by before future perfect. Now before, after, nothing. What happened? There are two clauses. There are two clauses. Before, after. The clause which comes after before, it remains in simple present. But the other clause remains in future perfect tense. For example, I shall have completed my work. I shall have completed my work. Look at this clause. It shows that action will have happened before the teacher arrives. Before, after, present point of time. Present point of time. The clause which comes after before, it remains in simple present. But the previous clause, other clause remains in future perfect tense. What is structure? Simple present preceded by before. No. The clause which comes after before, it is in simple present. No. But the other clause is in future perfect tense. Now see. These are the rules. These are the rules of future perfect tense. Future perfect tense is also used in different situations. Okay. Generally future perfect tense is used to show the action which will have already happened, which will have already completed in future. For this, you should remember the structure, example, and also the rules. Okay. Now next, future perfect continuous tense. Now, future perfect continuous tense shows the action which will start in future and it will be happening. It will be in progress in future. The action will not have completed. Now, what is the structure of future perfect continuous tense? Subject clause, shall or will. If shall is used, I have taught you, shall is used with first person, I and we. Will is used with second and third and other subject. Okay. And generally nowadays, with first person, will is also used with first person. No. But in a special case, I also taught you that shall is also used with second and third person when it shows obligation. Now it gives a special meaning. I already taught you. Now see. They will have been playing cricket for a long time. Look at this sentence. They will have been playing cricket for a long time. This sentence shows the action that will be happening in future. The action will not have completed. It shows that the action of playing will be happening, will be in progress to a certain point of time or period of time. Now, because for is used to show period of time, and since is used to show point of time. Rule number 8. It shows the action that will be in progress to a particular point of time or period of time. That I have already told you. Now listen. In perfect tense, what we have learned, the preposition by, before, or in. By, before, or in plus future time is used in future perfect tense. But if they both by, before, or in plus future time plus for plus period of time. No, if they are both by, before, or in plus future of time. Now what is in future perfect tense? What we have learned? By, before, or in plus future time. They are used in future perfect tense. No, but if they also for plus period of time, then it should be used in future perfect continuous tense, because for plus period of time shows the progressive action. If you mention only by, before, or in plus future time, it shows the completed action in the future. Okay. And with them it is also 4 plus period of time. 4 plus period of time shows the progressive action. The action which will be in progress to a period of time. Now for example, by next year, by plus future point of time. Now by next year, they will have been living here for 5 years. Now you will have to take here, if there is only by next year, no, and if you remove this for 5 years, then it should be in future perfect tense. By next year, they will have lived here, no, for 5 years. But if there is both by, before or in plus future time and for plus period of time, it should be used in future perfect continuous tense. Now before, or you can by next year, or before, you should mention the future time, before 2078, okay, or in after future time. You can mention either by, before or in, but after there should be future time adverbial, future time, okay. Then it remains, you have to use future perfect continuous tense. Why? Because there are so 4 plus period of time. Now, by next year, they will have been living here for 5 years. It shows that to a particular point of time in the future, an action will be in progress to a period of time. Now, this sentence means to a particular time in the future, by next year, the action will be happening, or the action will be in progress for period of time for 5 years. Are you clear? Now see, these are the rules of future perfect continuous tense. Now you have completed tense use. Tense use means the use of future perfect tense. But besides that, you have to also learn sequence of tense, tense contrast. Okay, and I think first of all you should remember these rules. You have to remember these rules that I have taught you, and you should do exercises from your practice book or from your grammar book. And then later on, I shall teach you sequence of tense and tense contrast. Now, this is not the end of the tense use. After you have to also learn sequence of tense and tense contrast. What you have to learn? Now, the sentences having 2 clauses. There can be either sequence of tense or tense contrast. Contrast means what? Differences, opposite. No, which means there are 2 clauses. Both clauses remain the same tense. No, that is called tense sequence. And tense contrast, it means there are 2 clauses. Then both the clauses are in different tense. No, there is the differences in tense in both clauses. It is called tense contrast. Okay. Now I am going to give you homework with some exercises that you have to do. But whatever in grammar, whatever I have taught you, you should remember. You should not only listen and leave. Because you have to listen carefully. You have to remember all the rules. Okay? And then you will have to do exercises. Unless you do exercises, your knowledge will never be perfect. You will not know anything in grammar. Because practice is the main thing. Practice makes man perfect. No, and so far as grammar is concerned, you can have sound knowledge in grammar only by practicing. And for this purpose, you should also study grammar book, any reference book. You should collect the new information, rules, and you should practice. You should bring them in use. Because if you don't practice, if you don't bring them in use, that information will not remain in your brain. That's why practice is the main thing that you have to do. And now I am going to give you some homework. This is the homework. Okay. Now see, use suitable form of verbs given in brackets. Use suitable form of verbs given in brackets. Now in every question, verbs are given in brackets. Okay. All they are from tense use. And you will have to use suitable form of verb. What is possible? Why another be? Be means you will have to use suitable form of verb. Be the emijar, was, were. No, they are the form of be. Now we visit Janakpur last week. The meeting just begin. They daughter leave, you have to use suitable form verb. Here since May, they not going bracket to school tomorrow. Keep quiet, we listen to the radio. She dot clean bracket her room at this time tomorrow. He talks as if he knowing bracket everything. The village girl never see a train. When it rains, she doesn't carry bracket and umbrella. Here the verbs are kept in bracket and you'll have to use the suitable form of verb given in bracket, and all these there are 10 questions and there are some tense used. Okay, you should do your homework and you should send your homework to me. Thank you.